Ian, you really wanted to show your topic. Share your topic.
Pick me.
So let's go with the enigma.
That's right. Okay, so guys, I kind of want to know something. I know that we had the topic before, your dream job and all this stuff, but what was the worst job you ever had? Now, it can't. It could be like just a part of the job. Maybe you liked it, but there was this one thing that you always had to do. It really sucked, or it was disgusting, and that's why you ultimately quit or hated it. Or maybe there was a certain person that you worked with. But what was your worst job?
Okay.
I swear we did this before, but okay.
Really?
Did we?
I swear Steve-O might have done this before.
I can't remember for the life of me.
All right.
Okay.
I don't think I have a bad job.
Okay.
I don't know.
No?
I worked in the
16.
I worked in the restaurant business.
Okay.
And I was picking up after people, right, or like serving food. And I also worked at GameStop for a while. I would say that here's the worst experience I've had, and that is retail during a holiday, specifically Christmas.
Oh gosh.
You work so hard during those days and still get paid for the same amount of money that you would normally get paid for like a fraction of the amount of work, because like you're so busy, people are coming in, you're constantly having to like help them, ring them up.
On top of you're never allowed to get those days off if you work retail.
Right. Yeah,
Not to
you're
mention.
stuck there. It's like you're opening early, you're closing late. It's nuts, and people are frantic. I've had a mom come in, and I kind of enjoy this because like I just like seeing people sweat sometimes when I'm just annoyed. But like she came in, she's like, "Do you have any pink DSs?" And it's like Christmas Eve. I'm like, "No, we do not. We've been sold out for weeks." And she threw a tantrum like a grown ass woman, a mother.
Gosh.
Can I just have this one? I was like, no, you can't have that one. That's a display. Like, that's like, sorry.
Bottom lip starts shivering. You're like, lady, are you serious?
So, like, and like normally you're kind of just like I don't know, whatever. You probably have like 20 customers during your shift, and like during Christmas in retail, you probably have close to 50.
Way more.
Right, double, triple, yeah. So that was the most stressful, like worst job, quote unquote, that I think I've had.
Did you have to do anything like disgusting ever during that job? Like, did you have to clean the bathroom at the place and like?
Well, I mean, to get the job.
Yeah.
I had to do
Oh my gosh.
I was just
I was like, oh, no, this just took a left turn real fast.
I mean, to get the job, I had to do some stuff.
To get the job. I won't tell you about what I had to do to get the job.
Let me tell you.
I've had so I've worked a lot of jobs, guys. Like, I worked a lot of jobs. So my family's motto was like, okay, you're gonna have your first car when you're 16, but the thing is, we're going to pay for what we're going to we're going to match whatever you make. Right. So for me, it was like motivation to go get my ass a job at 16, get as much money as I possibly can. If I get as much money as I can stacked up, they'll match it, and I'll get the best car ever, Yeah. So I was working, my first job ever was at the front part is a vet, and on the back part is a animal like kennel. And it's a kennel for the vet, as well as for people that just need to go out of town and have their dogs stay, overnight or for a week or whatever it be. So I actually enjoyed this job a lot. I had a really good time because I love animals, and it was amazing to kind of get to see all the different breeds, all the different kinds of personalities that the animals have, and mainly dogs too. There were some cats. But the worst part about this job, was that like a lot of dogs, they would have to switch up their food sometimes because they would eat our food that we have, or they didn't bring because their owners just didn't bring enough food, whatever it be. But a dog's stomach gets really, really upset when you switch their food. And a lot of these dogs, pardon my French, would shit all over the walls and all of the cage doors and everywhere. And these motherfuckers would step in it and jump on the walls, and you got paw prints of shit. Dude, this was the worst.
This is a poop apocalypse, man. There's poop everywhere. Rocco's got to clean up.
I remember watching Scary Movie or Scary Movie 2, whatever one it is, okay, and laughing so hard at the joke. Yes, laughing so hard when I saw the scene of there's shit on the walls, Ray. There's shit everywhere. I was like, this is exactly how I felt when I walked into the kennel on the 3rd day of December on 2000. That was terrible. terrible.
Oh,
No, man, it was like I
Shit
remember
on the walls,
these
Ray.
days were terrible, man. They were you would get the hose out, everything you could, and you would just try as hard as you can to avoid get anything on you. But most disgusting
That's a job you
kinda was.
signed up for. I remember a kid I knew
First
that
job,
like,
bro.
that
First
what
job. I was like, I
assigned to him.
landed a job. I'll clean shit today, tomorrow, whatever,
Oh,
man. I
yeah.
gotta get a car.
Jeez. Wow.
So
I don't know, man.
How much were you paid?
Oh, at the time,
$5.50
that
an hour.
hefty pimping $5.50.
How? An hour.
Probably
Jeez.
$6 an hour. Honestly, I think that was minimum wage at the time, and you're, 16-year-old kid. That's all the kennel was paying. It's just minimum wage.
No, it was $5.50 when we were 16, dude. I
Yeah,
remember
something.
that.
So what are you rolling out with at the end of the day?
I rolled out with a Nissan Maxima, man. It was beautiful. I loved it
Nice.
until I fucking had an oil leak and the engine blew.
Oh my god.
About a good solid year and a half into the ride too, so I was like, damn, it was worth it. I was able to get myself a car at 16 years old, and a car that had black leather seats inside, had a V6, felt like it was nice, had a sunroof. I was pimping
Nice.
for at least a year and a half, and I would do it again. It was a good experience, at the
awesome.
same time a shitty experience.
The one thing I learned is that
Shit.
the restaurant business is definitely the way to go. I
Oh,
would be walking out of there with $100 a night
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
easy.
for like, and what you do is you come in at 3 o'clock, you prep, and then you sit until about 5:36, and then it's really really busy for like
Yep.
2 hours, which helps it go really fast. And then by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you're pretty much done. You walk out of there with 100. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, man. I had a job like that in the restaurants, but that was like my fourth job. My third job though, which labels as like my second shittiest job ever,
Yeah.
was doing construction. I was the
Oh.
mason assistant. So all my job was to the mason was to carry cinder blocks 50 fucking yards, one in each hand, and then carry them up a scaffolding to give them to the motherfucker so he could lay the cement down and put the shit on top. I'm like, this job in Florida sun during the summer,
Sucks. This job sucks.
up at 4 o'clock to be on the site at 5 o'clock, you're getting, I got paid really good money, but like center blocks aren't light. Carrying them 50 yards from point A where they drop them off to where you need to be, climbing up a scaffolding probably 20 feet high to give your block to the guy and to go do it all over again for the next 9 to 10 hours. Dude, terrible. Good money, but just terrible job.
Oh, geez,
honestly.
yeah.
That's strong. I'm not gonna,
Yeah, I mean, it's a workout.
Got to work
that's
out.
strong. That job lasted like a good, 3 weeks, to be honest. Though it's like I'm done with that after 3 weeks.
Oh,
It's like
shit.
I can't get up this early and do all that.
So I had a few jobs as well, and I was in the restaurant industry. I was in the car industry. I was in a lot of things, mortgages, and one of the best jobs I ever had was bartending. But there was one part before that you kind of have to, before you just become a bartender. No one can just go out and be like, "Hey, I'm going to be a bartender," unless you're
bar back.
Yeah, you got to be a bar back or a server. You got to climb the rankings. So I was a cook, and that was never really that fun, but I learned a lot of skills. I enjoyed that. But when I was bar backing, one bad side effect is you have to clean the bathrooms. And we would have a nightclub on Saturday nights, and we would have about 1,200 people in this place. And I'll tell you, women are the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. What they do in bathrooms, I'm like, what the...
Just poop everywhere.
Oh, dude,
Poop on the walls, Ray.
Poop on the walls, Ray.
I'm being serious, yes. But the one good thing is that I was a cook there originally, and then I went to bar backing, and the owner's son and his buddy became a bar back and busser at the same time. So I would go in there and tell them to do the really nasty things, and I would like clean the mirror.
You're like, I got this. Don't worry
Yeah, I
about
got
that.
this. And you gotta carry kegs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that really sucked. That was really bad. But then I became bartender, never had to do that again. So which
yeah.
that's an awesome job. You make great money, and you have crazy hours, but I love that. But I would say detailed cars at my father's car wash. I mean, at my father's car dealership, and that really fucking sucks. Being out in Florida in the summer washing cars for $10 an hour, you're like, which isn't bad money. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
but for hours on end, and you're just washing and washing and washing.
Super
Boring.
super boring. Yeah.
Boring. You're getting sunburned, and it sucked.
Yeah, man. I feel you.
Yeah.
Hey, I would have rather taken that than cleaning up some dog shit.
Oh yeah,
man.
But
$10 an hour is better than $5.50 too.
Yeah.
and I would say something. I would say working at Wendy's might have been the worse than all of it.
I remember you, like,
Oh, yeah.
at first you were so hyped up about Wendy's, dude. You were
Oh,
on
yeah.
this kick. It was like, Wendy's was like organic versus non-organic to you. You were like, you gotta eat at Wendy's, bro. Don't go to any other fast food. We cook shit on the grill. They cook it in the microwave. I was like...
No. So what was so funny is I got this job, okay, and it was $5.50 an hour was a minimum wage. Well, they offered me $6.25. I was like, oh shit!
He was a baller, bro.
Yeah. I was like, I'm making some money. I'm just gonna. So my first day at work, and my first job ever. Our GM goes, "Hey guys, we just beat the record of the state of Florida, all this other stuff." He goes, "Everyone gets a 25-cent raise," and I turned to him, I go, "Does that mean me too?" He goes, "Yes." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
moving up the ranks real fast.
Wow.
Yeah, but that job definitely sucked. I mean, you're in literally like fast food. You're cleaning all the time. You're cooking. You're not making shit. You're working your
I did
butt
like
off.
a fast food like Panera once, but not like a Wendy's. So it's like, I mean, I don't know if there's a, crazy different or not. I mean, I would obviously think that the job would be different, but like, I don't know, if the experience of the customer like service would be different, Maybe.
Yeah, I think you get different customers.
Got to drive, yeah. Wendy's and Panera?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, but I
Give
guess
me
I
my
would.
frosty, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
shit. Nobody's. I'll take my iced coffee. Got it.
Yeah.
There you go, man. But I would think the Wendy's job was probably the worst one out of all of it. Like, I'd still even rather clean the bathrooms at a fucking bar than work there ever again.
Hey man, that's one of my favorite jobs is being a bar back. So like I was saying, that fourth job that I got when we were talking about being in restaurants, mine was being a bar back. And I think I was in my junior year at this time. So like now I'm making money, man.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I'm making good solid like, $450 to $800 depending on how good the weekend is, because I'm working at a fine dining restaurant that's top dollar and it's the shit. It's what's it called? Islandwood Grill out by Clearwater Beach in Florida. Really great restaurant. It was owned by Mike Allstott at the time, one of the fullbacks for Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yep.
Awesome food, man. Great food, but the people would spend so much money. The drinks were so big that it was like I had 3 bars that I had to run as a bar back, and I was making tons of money. That was the time where it was like, all right, I'm going to try to up my cars. I'm going to try to up whatever I had at that time of my life.
Yeah.
Being in high school and making, between 400, 800 on a weekend. And
That's insane.
now I had to
That's
beat the bar back because I was 18 years old, 17, 18 years old. You can't do the whole serving of the liquor thing, but you can do all the, the stocking.
Well, my best night ever bartending, I bartended in downtown Tampa, and it was a playoff hockey night for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I ended up making $1,000 in a 7-hour shift. And I was like, yeah.
That's pretty dope.
It was fucking sweet.
How often does that happen?
Not often at all.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, bartending, honestly, you can make a great amount of money. It's just, do you really want to be 50, 60 years old still bartending?
No.
So it just wasn't a career path, honestly. I mean,
Well, that's kinda-
you could do well at it, but then the thing is like, you don't get like a paid vacation. So if you go on vacation, you're missing out on money. On all this other stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yep. That's one thing I like to think about too whenever I'm thinking about like jobs and stuff, which is probably why I bounce into so many different positions that I have now, is because I'm like, no, I'm just not going to see this. Because I try to think, okay, 50 years from now, what will I be like? And I look at the person that's 50 years old working the same job, and I'm like, that's what I'll be like. Do I want to do that or not? Not trying to be judgmental to them, but where do I hold myself? What do I expect out of my life? And where do I want to be when I'm 50 at this position or this job, So that's why I kind of like bounce to a lot of different places. But the same thing like you were saying about being in, being in this, what's it called? The restaurant business. Whether you're a server or you're a bartender, whatever it be, it's a good position. It makes good money and stuff like that. But is that what you want to do for the rest of your life,
And what's funny is that growing up and everything, I was really shy. I didn't speak a lot and everything. But when I started bar backing, and I literally got thrown to the wolves one night. We just got so busy. They go, hey, go see what those people want to drink. And I was like, I fucking carried kegs and cases of beer. That's all I do. And so I just went up to him and said, hey, I'll never forget. I go, what do you guys want to drink? And this girl, like, named off some crazy drink. I said, I can open you a beer. That's about it. I'm like, who wants a beer? And that's all I kept doing. And then finally they just said, hey, if you need to start learning drinks, you know, you find one drink that to make, and you just keep suggesting that. Because a lot of people go up to a bar like, hey, I want
What should
some
I
kind of
get?
drink. Yeah. Or they go, I want a Jack and Coke, you know. So, and I ended up bartending after that day for like 7 years, you know.
Yeah.
Had a great time. It brought me out of my shell. I started having fun, and it was great because I was in college, and instead of me going out like to bars and getting drunk all the time, like with all the people, I was on the other side,
That's
still
interesting.
partying, making a lot of money, and having the time of my life. I mean, there was times that I would sit there, and because we had like a college Saturday nights, and there'd be 1,200 people, and you're sitting there just pouring drinks and stuff. You'd have girls on the bar, and you're pouring body shots, and it was just like you're making the fun happen, and it was such a blast. It was honestly,
cool.
if there are any people starting college, about to start college, or anything of that,
Go be a
get
bartender.
Go be a bartender.
We got to be a bar back first. Go be a bar back, put your time in, become the bartender, and you'll have a fucking great time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so,
actually not too bad of a place to go.
Yep.
Right on.
Some shitty jobs, some good jobs.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
start cleaning bathrooms, and then boom, you're fucking chilling and you're having fun.
You clean up some dog shit, and
Yeah,
you get it
before
somewhere
you know
else
it,
in
you're
life.
serving drinks to dogs. You're good to go.